Hey guys, Rolligo here, and welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa. We are going to be beginning the second class trial today. Don't really have anything to really say, we're just going to jump right into it. Don't really have an idea who killed him.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So,
I think we know the explanation. Yeah, I can skip this.
Okay then, let's talk about the murder weapon.
I wonder what it could be. Maybe it's a bloody dumbbell. We have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. Damn, yeah, we really just jumped right into this. Alright, awkward dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal.
Just remember, it's left click, right? Yeah.
It appears it was a head wound.
Yeah, and it's controlled speed up.
The killer used a blunt instrument.
Yeah, right.
What kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Hold on, left click.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Nope. It was a dumbbell.
No, that's wrong.
Did you not see the bloody dumbbell that's in the middle of the crime scene? That should have been obvious.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
Can you idiots please agree with me that's the dumbbell that's right there on the
It
scene
was
of the crime?
covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
I also just realized in the case, the one big thing was that the killer took the duffel bag and tracksuit that Chihiro brought with her and got rid of it. So why did we not check the trash room? There could have been evidence in the trash room, I'm just saying.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer, really killed Chihiro? I don't think so. God, more? There's a little white noise will appear. Your shoot bullets will disappear if they hit these, so there's like obstacles. Just wait, okay, press the right mouse button to attack the silencer. Alright. Got it. I don't think Genocide Jack's the killer. Because the way that Genocide Jack kills from the previous cases to this one doesn't really seem that similar. Genocide Jack changed it up and was like, oh, let me hide that. It wasn't me. I don't know if it is or not.
The culprit is Genocide Jack.
Ah, I see the little... It said white noise with purple.
As far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof.
Okay, there's a lot of... Oh, I pressed the wrong... I pressed speed up instead of slow down. Whoops.
I don't know who that is.
I pressed the speed up button instead of the slow down button. My fault. It's space. It's space, in fact. Alright. Speed up, speed up, speed up, speed up, and bop, and bop. There we go.
No, it's wrong.
There's a lot of proof, but also it kind of isn't Genocide Jack. It seems similar, but I don't think it is.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
I don't know if that's it.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic. And it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Why does he do this every time? I know exactly what the answer is, but let's make Makoto say it. The characteristic of Genocide Jack case that the world large doesn't know. And take as we're doing position of the body, how to make position.
I got it!
Yeah.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way.
Not really.
So, How did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
Do agree with that one. He's right with that.
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Real for sure, but I feel like I understand it. I mean for Genocide Jack to be Toko, but also to not be Toko. The answer to that is not just one person, but multiple people, right? That freaking split personality thing. Okay. What am I spelling? S? This is where I need an S. I-U? What? Oh, it's Shizu, alright. I didn't know what it was, but got it.
Now I understand.
It was Shizu, alright. At first I was really pretty confused.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Why can't you just have me spell a split personality? Why do I have to spell it Shizu?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko split personality has to do with her behavior. Her behavior changed after she fainted.
You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right.
So you're trying to tell me she's like a really good like book writer, but she's also a serial killer?
She woke up.
Kind of a weird combo in my opinion. Yeah, because she's acting weird as hell. That's for sure.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can't.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Apparently. I guess.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story.
Are you trying to tell me Toko just like walked up to him and was like, hey, by the way, I'm a serial killer, you know, that's... Did she just straight up tell Miyake that?
She said, a murderous fiend lived within
What is wrong with her?
And she was afraid it
Really?
could appear and attack at any time.
Are you trying to tell me that this murderous fiend part of herself, this part that she had to hide because she murdered so many people, she just went up to the first person she saw and she was like, hey, I'm a murderer. Do you not realize how much trouble you'd be in?
And that trepidation is
this
what's
guy who
caused her
doesn't
to have
hide
such
any
a
fucking
bleak
secret.
attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
Toko, you're not realize who you're talking to.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
Those are the flashbacks to the thing that she just said, like, not that long ago.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason, I promise.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you
actually get to talk to Genocide Jack?
me.
That'd be cool. Is this gonna be one of those trials where it's a bunch of bullcrap to have to deal with for like half an hour, and then comes the actual evidence, the actual killer? Toko's by suddenly lunged backwards. Who thought I'd go across the courtroom, but in the next second.
Hello there!
Definitely looks like
Is
a serial
it
killer.
me you were hoping to see? Yes! What the heck? So you figured it out?
Let's say Genocide
Well,
Jill,
whatever.
not Jack.
What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
What happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun.
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless! I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a
Byakuya's
motive,
hiding something.
so there
I'm
should
just gonna
be
say
no
that
doubt.
for sure. Because he's really pushing this. Genocide Jack's the killer. Really pushing that idea. And obviously, since the extension cord that only he uses is what's used to suspend Chihiro, and he tried to hide the case file from me, I don't know. I don't trust him.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder
Now we're
someone
getting
in such
somewhere.
a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
I believe her. Yeah, you know me, the ultimate nobody. I believe the serial killer.
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
But I can. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. Like she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. I like how I'd much rather trust the frickin' ultimate serial killer than Byakuya. Save the dead body.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
Bop, bop.
You say that, but do you
Bop.
really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, The modus operandi map is complete.
Nope.
No, that's wrong.
Like I said, the cause of death and how what was used to suspend them
Are the
completely different.
methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
Yeah, look at that cause of death in red. The victim suffered multiple stab wounds across the body. Victim suffered multiple stab wounds across the body. Both inflicted with the same scissors. Yep. None of them say about any bonk to the head. Nope. It's just a bunch of stabbing.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the murders and the photos from the other Genocide Jack case. Look at the neck and stomach. A clear difference. Yep, the victim's fatal injury.
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right, the second difference relates to how she was suspended. Suppose of the other Genocide Jack case, all the other victims were stabbed through their hands. You'll see a clear difference. What was used to suspend her?
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrist.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each
Oh,
Genocide Jack
okay,
case.
I got it.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be
I got it.
discovered.
Pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Let's see. Parents only the Genocide Jack case. Chihiro didn't fit in. The names of every victim we don't notice it. Figure it out. First we can kill Chihiro. Because Chihiro was a girl. Now the other victims are dudes.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Bunch of guys that got murdered. That's all it was.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so...
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! And the mopey side of me just hates it! But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of a one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class, envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
She's fully equipped.
That's right!
Good thing I'm not next to her in the
Anywhere,
program.
anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
Yeah.
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Well, no. Technically, Byakuya knew because he read the file. He said he read it multiple times.
Copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person who could have copied Genocide Jack cases. Byakuya literally said he read the case multiple times over, so he clearly knew about it as well.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you've already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
It's actually bringing me back to like the beginning of the trial. Remember before the investigation even started, we met up with Byakuya and we were looking through like I think the locker rooms, and I tried the boys' locker room was open. Byakuya's like, Byakuya's like, oh, the locker rooms look suspicious, and specifically picked to go to the girls' room first. And I was like, what, this freaking weirdo? So it's like he knew where the body was before, because he really did something to the body.
We discovered the body was a little strange.
Yeah, this, right? Yeah, we have locker room thing. You specifically picked the girls' one first. It was a little weird for him to do.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
This was before we even found the body.
Nothing strange about that, I'd
How does
say.
nobody realize this?
There's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange
It's like a
about it?
clearly strange thing about
Share with
this.
the rest of the class.
A clear contradiction with what Byakuya just said. You need to make it clear to everyone. Oh my, why are there so many new elements? That's something called Truth Flashback. You aim at the weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, and you'll memorize that weak spot. Memorize phrase can only be shot once. Sure, change truth ball. Okay, so however you can use flashback features as many times you want. Oh, so I actually have to like pick up a weak spot and then shoot at something else? Alright. Cool, the game's just making this way more complex than they could.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird.
Ah, I can pick it up.
But he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro.
Yeah, there we go.
No, that's wrong.
Hiding on the victim before we found the body. Seems a little weird.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that, because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. Got him cornered, but he's acting like he has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack
I also like
incidents.
how Kyoko literally does not talk a single time in the trial until she realizes everybody does not know what the hell is going on, so she has to do all the work.
The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The difference between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders, the evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? I wonder, is it the extension cord? I think it is.
The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope, was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know about that.
No, it's wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned, as if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a
Oh, so
second?
maybe Byakuya isn't the killer and someone else entirely.
I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Sure, his body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that really mean... Can I really just accept that Byakuya said as the truth? I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. The scene of the crime. Because there's still the bloody carpet, the bloody poster, the carpet and poster getting switched.
Room, right?
Never talked about that
But
yet.
are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? The story suddenly moves to the crime scene. Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now. Maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. There's something that was switched between the boys and girls' locker room. Let's do the... Where's the posters? There's the posters.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is... The poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker room. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein
Yeah, that's what the
coffee?
stain was in the boys'
Well,
locker.
I was in the girls' locker room
I should
earlier. I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet, but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Yep, gotta go over to the carpet. There it is.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body.
I thought this was a good place to end this episode here. I don't want this episode to get too long because of the trial, so I guess we're gonna finish this class trial in the next one. So anyways, hope you all did enjoy this video. If you guys did, make sure you hit the like button down below. Also make sure you subscribe as well. Keep in mind, it's totally free. You can unsubscribe anytime and help me get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. As always, I will see you guys in the next episode.